the kind of sound the car makes. Of course, this sound is different in the normal mode. I'm now in the go-kart mode, which is like sport mode. They no longer have sport mode or whatever. You can have eco mode and all that. Eco doesn't make a lot of sound, but in go-kart I notice is the loudest. Yeah, interesting. But after a while, you wouldn't want it because sort of, yeah, gets into your conversation when I'm trying to talk to my wife and suddenly I want to accelerate and then this thing just cuts off our conversation. But I appreciate it. I mean, you can turn it off if you want to. I mean, as in going into another mode. All right, let's go through the walk around of the car. But before that, I have to first park it at my usual spot. Yeah, there we go. A lot of minis everywhere. They are everywhere. Okay, let's turn in here. Oh. There we go. How I wish there's a charger over here, right in front of this TND thing. Okay, let's go to park and let's go through the interior. Yep, I mentioned that this car is full of plastics. Hard plastics. Everywhere is hard plastics. It's all hard plastics. Just about everywhere that you can touch. Now, why do I like it? You know, a lot of people will say that, hey Bobby, you say this car, one moment you say it's cheap, one moment you say you like it. Oh, you are such a, sell out. Anyway, the first day all of us were like, how do we open the door? Then we found this, and we tried to do this. Then eventually, this is the way. Alright, your finger has to be like that. Alright, so I guess most guys are good at it. Anyway, all these are fabric. Okay, somehow I wonder what's going on with this, because you can't access it. It's obviously a huge spot, and it's not like you can open it or what. Why reduce the size of the door bin with this huge plastic? Okay, so it's a single mold until here. That's the interesting part. You obviously see a cut line here, but there's nothing going on here, right? And the speakers are here, and I really like how they do this design. All right, they just, when they mold this part, they just create holes in it, so it serves the speaker, it saves money, it looks good, and you don't need a separate part. Okay, now coming closer to the fit and finish, you will see this part. So obviously they want this design, which is cool, it's sort of like floating. Okay, and it serves its purpose. Okay, and you can see this little gap here, so this part and this part, you can totally feel that molding line that I mentioned. So I mean, there are two ways to go about this. Either you make this significantly larger and just cup on top of it, but if you want to do this matching fit and finish, it is difficult to make them match absolutely perfectly. You see this part is bigger than this part. Okay, anyway, small observations. The tweeters are here. Harman Kardon looks good. It's not metal. Oh, it is metal, but it's polished well, unlike some cars where they have these kind of punch holes and then you can feel the sharp edges. It's definitely polished out. Right, this one is definitely polished out. The overall theme of the car is fun. See this one as well? The way they mold it, they already have holes in it, and it sort of jives into this pattern, and then this theme is continued on here. This is a very rough denim-like material, which is interesting. It's not a comfortable touch. You see, when you touch Napa, it's smooth and soft. This one is rough, textile, canvas-y kind of finish. And the red stitches, I don't think it's an imprint, it is a stitch. Alright, they actually have red stitchings running across, which is very nice. And this one serves absolutely no purpose other than being aesthetically pleasing. Suddenly you have a strap of leather with blue and red stitches, and then these little metal gaps for this to run through. It's just for fun. I mean, you can't use it in any way, but it's fun, right? And this theme is continued on here. Look at this spoke. This is a spoke, but it's a textile spoke. I absolutely love it. I love this kind of creativity when it comes to making cars. And then this one again jives into that. So the overall theme is very nice. It gives you a young, vibrant, fun feeling. All right. And then now you can't see it. You see these little patterns, right? At night, some of them light up. You thought they were lit up, but actually it is actually lighting projected from this side and this side. They shoot out light, and it sort of gives you the impression that they light up. Maybe I'll record it later when I go into the parking lot, when I park back the car. Now, this center screen. Again, whatever that I'm gonna criticize later wasn't present in the Countryman that I reviewed. When I reviewed the Countryman, I absolutely love this screen. I still like the logic. Okay, I'll change to another theme. This theme, you can't see a lot. Alright, probably green. Okay, let's go to green. And then, yeah, bonus range of 75 km potentially. Okay, in efficient mode. Alright, so hey, what's going on? Yep. So this is the map, and as you scroll it, this is radio. I just find the one in the Countryman a little bit snappier than this. This one, you see, now is behaving alright. Is smoother. Sometimes the animations lag a bit. Alright, so see, you have to wait for a while for it to pop up. It's not immediate. Now it's immediate. See, so there are these type of, okay, aircon and all that, nothing much. And then this one, temperature, I can set the temperature to, alright, and then I lower the air volume. Deactivation not possible in auto. Okay, so I've set the temperature to lowest, and then the air volume. I like BMW that you can separately do these two things, right? And my phone, even though I connected it yesterday, it is now not connected, completely forgotten, okay, for some reason. So if I go here and try and look for connect, okay, this screen, when you scroll, you can see the refresh rate is not there. Okay, it will sort of blur a bit. Okay, telephone. Okay, wait, how do I go to the, no, this is not system settings. Back. Mobile devices. See, where's the existing devices? Anyway, for some reason, okay, it did not happen in the Countryman, but in this one, it's sort of like, even after you connect it, it's gone. Okay, the thing I want to mention is this. I have came in here 4 times, 4 throughout my couple of days. Here, driving settings, okay, driver assistance, okay, safety and warnings, front collision warning. I have turned it off yesterday. Okay, I have turned off no warning when leaving lane. Off. Attention assistant, off. Function will be reactivated upon entry. See, it mentioned that function will be reactivated upon next start. Okay, front collision, I don't mind. Warning when speeding, off. It did not say it will turn back on in the next start, but it does. Okay, done. All this is done. Driving part, speed assist. What is this? Okay, let it be. Okay, speed limit exceeded. Warning when the set speed limit is exceeded. Okay, I turned it off. It remained off today, but yesterday it came back on. All right. Distance control, medium, far. You see, you set it here by default instead of having a manual button here that you can adjust actively. Situational distance control. If I turn it off, distance adjusted automatically depending on the speed. So which is what I mentioned earlier on, whereby at different speeds it will adjust different distance, which is good. Avoid overtaking on the left. I turned it off yesterday, but today it came back on. Okay, distance control, let's put it to close. So it did not tell me that it will turn back on in the next start, but it does. Okay, so I've turned off almost everything, I believe. Okay, what is that? Feedback via steering wheel. You know, like elements on the steering wheel to give information to the driver, blah blah blah. Low. Yeah, but it'll come back. It'll come back. Okay. Mini sound adjusted depending on the experience. So you can turn it off as well. Activate drive off support. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Okay. Then you have this one. Experience view. Experiences. For some reason. What is it? Okay. Which is what you can adjust with this button. Experience view. What do you mean? Maybe just to fill up the slots. Okay. What do we have here? Open source compliance, owner's handbook. Can't you mix both together? Okay. Seat comfort. What can I adjust from here? Ah. Set. Is there memory? No one. There's no memory. What do I do? What? Oh, don't tell me the memory is here. That means, oh yeah, there's memory seat. Okay, so through the car you can sort of, this is unnecessary. You don't even need this screen to, you know, anyway, everything is controlled through this, so probably they allow you to access if you want to. Okay, this is for service, range prediction. How much do we have now? But this one is always here. It's always there. Oh, I press this and then this one will come up. Okay, what else? What else? Key, exterior lighting, interior lighting, blah blah blah. Displays, okay, just the brightness. Head-up display. I can adjust the head-up display. I want it to be higher. Oops. Lower. Okay. Yep. Brightness. As a heads-up display, it should be maxed out. So this is the type of head-up display where this thing folds up and reflects instead of projecting onto the screen ahead. Okay. And Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, blah blah blah. What is assisted view? I know this one, yesterday I saw it. When there's a car in front of me, it will display, and then if it's further, that's it. It doesn't show you the things that it sees from the left or right side. Okay, so basically that's the gist of this infotainment system. Yeah, what is this? Okay, sometimes you just wonder what you can touch and what it will show, and it's pretty interesting. But I like it. It's unique. You see, there is zero reflection, very little reflection, and there's no fingerprints, right? There's no fingerprints. So I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. What is this? Mini shortcut. You see, certain places you don't get the back button, because it's a swipe up menu. Okay. It's a swipe up menu. All right. Drive recorder, and where is the parking? Okay, yeah, so that's the 360 camera. I see, a 360 view of your car. Can you see, you swipe to rotate vehicle? That is very slow. Oh my god. The renderings are this is like Counter-Strike level. And this one is good. BMW's one, it shows you the height of the stuff that is nearby you. Okay, but this is so slow compared to the Chinese cars, right? It's so fast. And the rendering here, oh my god, it loses out to the BYD that I just drove in. Their rendering is really good. All right, back. Oh yeah, I forgot to wear my mic. Apa ni? Oh, sorry for that. Let me turn on my microphone. Okay, sorry for that. I forgot to wear my microphone. All right, let's look up here. You get a little mirror. Again, the Chinese makers are giving you full-length mirrors. Why can't? Right? Mirrors don't cost a lot. All right, and these are touch sensitive. Yeah. All these are plastic. Okay, the aircon vents. This is interesting. So you have this, that when you turn left and right, it's for the direction, and then this little knob here, closes or open it. I can guarantee you, as time goes by, somebody will break this because it's just really small and it just poke out a lot. All right, this thing here. And then here you have this, which closes off this air vent and this air vent. All right, and then for these two, somehow you have this to adjust the blower's direction. Wouldn't that cost them more to do this? But it's interesting. You're like, you thought there are no aircon vents here, but actually there are. Yeah. And it works, even though this one looks like a small little gap, right? Why is there some dust? Yeah. And this one, okay, I put park. I did not switch off the car. Open the doors. Step out with the keys in my pocket. And then, now, that's the thing. I need to lock the car to turn off everything. If I don't lock the car and I just walk off, right, this guy will remain with the lights on. You see, now it locks. It locks now as I walked away. But, that day the key was in the car. Yeah. The key was in the car. There's no way you can lock the car. If you just walk off, the aircon, everything will just permanently run, okay? So, now that I walk off, you see that? Okay, why don't I just do the exterior walk around? Look at the design of the car. Ugly, but adorable. Absolutely adorable. Is it the kind of design? Doesn't it look like an English bulldog or a pug, right? it's just that kind of face where you want to caress it, you want to like, oh, poor little doggy, you know, that kind of face. And I think they did it really, really well with this one. The Countryman has become too big, too squarish and all that, but this one is just cute. It's just cute. And it managed to find another shape of headlight that is cute without being rounded, right? So this gives it an appeal whereby for guys, you don't look so girly for the car. Okay, and look at that, it's just really nice the way they did the daytime running lights. And just look at this face, this, again, ugly but adorable. And I like all these gold accents that sort of mimic the interior as well. And then the Mini logo with the gold accent, I love it. That little mini grill, I mean, you don't need a grill now, but it has become a design thing. Okay, these are 19-inch Michelins. And there's this little mini logo here that is reminiscent of the Harman Kardon speaker design inside. And the car is actually very low. Okay, look at my height versus the car. All right, it's no different from probably a little bit taller than a normal sedan, but that's about it. Okay, the doors open easily. You don't have some fancy door handle. That is the way to design flushed door handles. You don't need some silly mechanism that comes out and all that. You don't need all that drama. It's another motor, another thing to fail. This is just as well. You have a flush door handle, you have a recess that you put your hands in, and then you can open the door. Right? Isn't that simple? Now, one thing about the door hinge, okay, it scares me a bit, because as you close the door in a lightly, okay, wait, not this. Maybe the front doors are okay. It's the rear doors. The rear doors, I noticed, right? They after a certain angle, they slam shut rather strongly. Okay, now the doors in the rear open up to 80 degrees, and ingress and egress is surprisingly easy. It's a small car, okay? It's a small car, but okay, this is unfair. That is my seating position. Later I should go here. Let me climb over here. Oh, let me first deal with this. And let me get inside here, which is a more fairer comparison. Okay. See, my knees are near, but this is soft, so I don't mind. I don't mind slouching a little bit and just bury my knees into the front seat and just do the American airline economy seat thing. Just joking. Now, the back is, again, Europeans do this most often. It looks comfortable, right? It's not. This thing is poking at the back of my neck. So, for whiplash protection, you have to raise it up. But it's hard. From my hands, it feels soft, but from where my head touch it, it's not plush at all. And it's very short, so your head will drop left or right. And the seat back is rather vertical. It's very straight, okay? But I still get a lot of headroom for the size of the car. Okay, I still get a lot of headroom. So it's perfectly okay to fit two adults. You don't get an armrest, I suppose. Yeah, there's no armrest or whatsoever. So it's a small car, small family car. You have good visibility all around, and I'm seated very upright, but I still got a lot of headroom, and I don't feel claustrophobic inside here, even though everything is rather near me. It's like those days when in our younger days when cars aren't that big. This is perfectly normal. This type of legroom is perfectly normal in a BMW 3 Series, E90 3 Series, okay? And I would say that the Mazda 3 is just about this, but the Mazda 3 seat back is definitely better. This is tight, okay? These door bins are a joke. They're very tiny, very small door bins. Okay, now this is interesting. You have this little tower-like structure that looks like an afterthought. Very rough molding. You can even hear my fingers. Now you know how sharp it is. The top part and the bottom part. Just two USB-C ports. In a location that is peculiarly... It's alright. Put your phones like that, I guess. You know, there was a time when Mini came up with this rail concept where it extends from the front to the rear, and then you can attach different accessories to it, and you can shift them around. They abandoned that idea now, but this looks like that, and I love this little compartment with a little strap. You know, of course, it's meant for left-hand drive. That's why it opens this side. And there's no need to spend extra money to take care of right-hand drive people, even though Mini is from UK, okay, but this is definitely designed and made for majority of their market, which is left-hand drive, okay. This one is just hilarious, but nice. This is an armrest, comfy material, and sort of just slot here, but I don't mind it because it's strong enough. And it doesn't use a lot of space. Oh, this one strong bit of metal. Okay, this is hardback plastics. Again, the same type of hard plastics everywhere in the car. Okay, yeah. You get your own window switches with the little... Yeah, that's sunlight. Okay, that's how you open the door. And ingress, egress is actually not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, oh, you see how strong the doors shut? If you have your finger there, ooh, that's not going to be nice. No power boot, but you don't need power boot for such a small boot. This thing is not heavy at all. You have your triangle over here. Decent, I wouldn't say extremely spacious. Your bags definitely couldn't put your carry-on bags, right? You cannot go straight, you have to put sideways. So it's considered a small boot. No hidden storage. This is a subwoofer. Okay, then you have your tire repair kits. Alright, very thick board for soundproofing, and then you can raise this up if you want to as a false floor. I mean, if you pull it up. Wait, let me see, how do I go about it? Okay. Yeah, you can pull it up. Morning. Tak ada, saya duduk sini. Dia tak nampak saya lah. Dia tak nampak saya. Dia ingat saya parking lah. Okay. Alright. So you see the design of this. It can be a false floor. So if you raise it up, and then this is a 12-volt socket, and then you can raise it and let it sit there. It will hold itself for you to do whatever. It would be nice if there is another cover here so that this little gap that we have, even now you can store your things, but it just looks a bit crude to just put them on top. But you get the drill. You can hide things inside here. Okay, this one, push it down, easy operation, there's no release here, but the strap is here. You can pull the strap and drop the seats. They drop flat. Okay, easy operation. Don't need to be a tall person to reach it. Then you have a lot of space, and then you can remove this cover, this thin piece of cover easily. Just take it off, put it over there, and then you can load a lot of stuff. Alright, so it's a practical car. It's a small practical car that is nippy to drive, cute in design, full of personality, takes AC and DC, okay, and nice. I like the car. In every objective measure, this car is not comfortable as a BYD, not as spacious as a BYD, not as well built as a BYD, not as plush as a BYD. software and everything cute, but well, but did I fall in love with the BYD? No. Is that a very good car? Extremely good car. In a scoring system, that car will score way higher than this. Do I love this car? Yes. For how it looks? Mostly. Because of how it looks. Personality and all that. Yeah. So, you get what I mean, right? You can like a car that is not very good. You can also praise a car that you don't fall in love with. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's my review of this Mini Aceman. I like the car. I like it. Not comfortable. If it's your only car, okay, it's not bordering uncomfortable. It is not as comfortable as a lot of EVs out there, right? But that part is because of its character, of what they want to achieve with this car. They stick with it. This is our character. This is what the car was designed to achieve. You want something more comfortable? Countryman. Fantastic. Space, design, everything, you know. Exterior design, I don't like it at first. It looks so robotic. It looks so... But after having that car for a few days, I love it. It's comfortable, it's spacious, it's huge, but it lost that Mini essence. That context of what makes a Mini was lost. This one, everything is back. But please fix the screen. Something is wrong with it. It shouldn't, you know, do away with whatever. Okay, let's see. See, the temperature is back to 22 degrees. I set it to 17 just now, low just now. Okay, let's go and see other things. Driving settings. Okay. This one, they told me it will come back. Okay. See, it's back. That means all your preference, you will have to do it every single time you get into the car. Not only just, remember just now I was in kart mode and then I turned it to eco mode. Even that, even the experience went back to default. I cannot accept that. The only thing that it did not do this round is miraculously turn on the radio and annoy me. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There you go. Okay, so sort this out. If whoever leaves the car in whichever experiences, if this is the theme they prefer, you should remain there, right? If I set the car to green, all right, it should remain here. It should remain here when I start the car. That's my preferred mode. Why do you go back to default every single time? I don't mind the aircon going back to 22 degrees because it helps to save power as opposed to 17 or 35, I don't know. All right, but some of the other settings, you should let someone have their own preference. Now, another caveat. Of course, when you buy the car, you have two sets of keys, and Mini is very, they have that profile thing. Probably, if you set up your profile with your key, tie in everything there, when you got into your car, it will go to your preferred settings. I believe that can be the case as well. So, yeah, but I don't have the privilege of having that key, that whole profile thing. It's not my car. I shouldn't set everything to personalize to me. He has to go to another car reviewer. All right. Oh, and the seats, they look great. The leather is great. The stitching is great. I love these playful colors. I love the blue stitching. I love the light blue stitching. I love the little Mini logo here. I love the width of the seat, the bolsters, everything. The seats are comfortable. They look good and they're fantastic in the front. The rear, I mean, I appreciate what they achieved with the rear, okay, because for such a small car, they are able to give enough legroom, enough headroom, just that the seat back is a little bit straight. Okay, if they can have the seat backs and the boot dynamically adjustable, so that when I don't carry anything behind, I can lower the seats for me to recline a bit more, that will be appreciated. And if the rear seats are mounted on rails that you can slide them, that would solve every issue you have with space regarding this small car and the seat back. Okay, now I go into drive unsuccessfully. You see, reverse, I can't. Why? Because just now I walked out, I came back, the car has turned off and I need to turn it on, right? And there we go. Okay, cheers. Hope this review helps you. Again, for those of you who are first-time watchers of my videos, I'm a car lover, I'm a car enthusiast. I love reviewing cars. I run Horizon on Facebook, on IG, on Instagram and all that. AURZN. Okay, those are my team running it. I only focus on my YouTube videos. And I don't see myself as a YouTuber every day trying to come up with ideas to grow my subscriber channel, asking people to subscribe, or I shoot fun videos to gain more viewers, more likes, more money from YouTube, more subscribers. I only do one thing, which is my passion, which is to explore new cars or whatever cars together with you. I do not study, memorize prices, specs, everything, selling points, quirks and features and all that. I don't do all of that before I hop into the car or roll my camera. I explore it together with you. I'm probably lucky enough to be more exposed to cars because I run a car magazine 15 years ago and a car buying guide website also about that 13 years ago. I sold my whole business off to a listed company. It was not listed back then. Sold it to them, then they listed. Then I helped them build their new car buying guide and all that. After that, I came off. I just focused on my own thing. My only passion is to explore cars together with you. I am perhaps a little bit more experienced than normal people, but I wouldn't say I'm the most experienced. I'm exposed to industry stuff. I'm very interested in seeing car makers do the right thing to survive, to make money and make better cars. I advocate for industry stuffs. So I'm a car lover. I'll give an example. I'm an Aston Martin lover. I'm an Aston Martin owner. I love Aston Martins and I love cars, but for their own financial health, I am absolutely opposed to Aston Martin going into F1 and Le Mans and all this crazy hypercar stuff that they're doing without taking care of their bottom line. So I'm that kind of enthusiast. I like to see car makers making the right moves, right? I love Volvos, all right? I love their ideology, what they're doing, but sometimes I just don't like them spending too much time and effort trying to be the leader that will save the world with 700 over 1,000 sales a year. You can't do much, right? So don't jeopardize your future sales by trying to position yourself as the savior of mankind. Our new car is designed to use less resources from the earth. Bro, you only sell 700,000 cars a year. You won't make an impact. It'll be better if you spend your effort in making your cars desirable. Their cars are desirable, but if the whole market is shifting to Asia, Asia is the ones buying cars. Asians don't have tight European medieval streets. We don't need a tiny car at that price. We want reasonable space, reasonably comfortable and all that. So that's what I mean by I'm a car industry enthusiast, right? I don't do fun videos to gain likes or subscribers and all that. The only thing I do is I hope for whoever is cross-considering whatever cars that I am featuring, I hope I can help you by going through everything about the car without worrying about the length of the video. Because if it's too long, people won't watch it. You don't get high views, but I don't care about how many views I get, how much money I get from YouTube. I have my own advertising company that I make a living, not from car industry, but from the property industry, which is I'm very passionate about as well, but not as professional in cars. Okay, cars is still my passion, but it's the same people. People who watch car reviews are the people who buy properties anyway. So I hope my videos help you, and I have more than 1,000 cars in my channel, and I hope the videos can help potential buyers in understanding their cars more. All right, so cheers. I'm Bobby and signing off to the next car.